How's it going, everyone? It's Zerker, and we're back with a video I haven't done in a long time, and that is a reading log. So I took the initiative in August to actually read some of the newer stuff that I got and figure out whether I'm going to keep them or get rid of them. And surprisingly, spoiler, a lot of these, actually all of them pretty much, I'm going to keep getting into. So my to be read list just got significantly longer. So with all that said, let's jump into it and talk about what I read in August. So we're going to start things off with Ragna Crimson. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I went in hoping to love this series, to enjoy this series, but honestly, this particular series was the longest series for me to actually get through because I felt it was just boring. Now, not to say I'm not going to continue getting it, because there were aspects of it that I did enjoy. First of all, you aren't left in the dark about how Ragna becomes who he is or why he becomes super powerful or anything like that. You get that pretty much in the first volume. You get why that happens, and you understand his particular motive and drive to do what he needs to do. And then there's Crimson, who honestly is probably the best character that I have seen in this series, and I've only read the first 3 volumes, but they are the most unique because they are, if I remember correctly, I read this at the very, very beginning of the month, but if I remember correctly, they are a dragon themselves that wants to rid the world of their species, because their species is trying to destroy the world for their own good, something like that. At the same time, they have ability to shapeshift into different sexes of people, so I don't really know how to address Crimson, whether if, like he, she, they, them, dragon, human, I don't know. But either way, Crimson is just the most diabolical character, and they're on the good side, but they have no issue sacrificing people for the benefit of their goal. And that I really like that aspect, because they are willing to utilize every tool to their disposal for their own good. Like I said, this series is, for me, it was slow. There were panels where there was just way more words than I wanted. There was times where I just would read like one chapter and I said, you know what, F this, I'm done, I'm just going to go to sleep. There were times where I read multiple chapters because it was actually getting pretty good and things were progressing. So my verdict is I'm going to continue getting this until I'm just saying I'm done with it. Because it does have its moments where I'm really into it, but it also has quite a few moments where I'm just not that much into it. But overall, I enjoyed the series and the characters and the action and the environment, so it's a continue. Following that up, we have Dogs, Bullets, and Carnage. I only got 2 volumes of this. Pretty much everything of this is out of stock, so I am gonna wait until I get everything else. But straight up, I really enjoyed this. This was fun. This was an enjoyable, fun action series. To start things off with this, these people in this series have unique abilities, to say the least. Our main guy here on the cover of volume 1, I believe that's him. Yeah, he is like got healing abilities, kind of like, think of like Wolverine. He can heal on his own over time. And there's people that have there's these twins that are just absolutely insane, which appeared in volume 2 here. There's this girl on the cover with the sword. She hasn't been featured too much, maybe in the next volume. And then there's this angel lady that's behind her that seems like everyone is after, from what it seemed like so far. But there was a lot of action. The action was a little bit difficult to follow at times, but man, I really was having fun with this one, and it was just so much fun, full of action. There was comedy involved. This guy's partner is pretty much the comedic relief of things in the series, and he brings that new spin, I guess, to the situation of things. It could be very serious, and the next thing you know, he does or says something that just makes everyone kind of go like, what? And then it just picks right back up, and they're just talking shit to each other the whole time. I'm surprised, and I'm glad that this is still a continuing series, so I'm definitely going to be picking these up as they come back into stock, or as I find them, whether at Barnes & Nobles or whatever. So definitely continue with this one. So next up is a single volume series, because this one is a newer series that just started coming out. I got a little worried because I picked it up thinking it was going to be a lot of fun, and then I started reading some people not enjoying it. Some people were saying it was just not their thing, and all these various things were happening, and people just were not having fun with it. So I said, all right, I need to get this one out of the way and figure out if I'm going to enjoy it or not. I'm talking about Crazy Food Truck, and let me just say, I actually like this. This was fun. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was. Like when I did it in the haul video for this, I thought there would be like food recipes and like they would have like the measurements and everything, and then you could probably venture off and try it on your own. Nah, it's not really like that. He runs a food truck in a world that is pretty much barren and I guess you could say like mutated in a way, because there's like weird creatures and like weird plants that they can eat and use for ingredients and things. So he's running this food truck, and he goes to town to sell his food. Usually these towns are barren, they're empty, they're abandoned, whatever. There's nobody there. And he always has like a daily menu or a special one-day item that he was able to gather and make for that particular area. When I saw that, and like the first one was like a BLT, and I was like, bet. I know how to make a BLT, that's easy. And then like the second one was something even just as simple, and I was like, all right, I see how this is going. I'm not gonna get my like crazy unique Japanese food, street food like recipe, and yeah. So but it's still fun because there's a lot of action, there's a lot of comedy. Our main female here that's in the upper corner, she is basically nude in every other page, it seems like. She does provide the comedic relief. She has a history or a past that you learn as the volume goes on. So does the guy who operates the food truck, and it's just about their crazy adventures and the antics that they get into. I think people went into this maybe taking it a little too serious. Once I kind of realized this was going to be just a fun, silly action adventure, then I knew I was going to have fun with it. It's fun. Once you can get past the, like I said, the nude scenes every other page that seems like it happened on, then it's an enjoyable read. Art's good, action's good. The comedy is pretty funny. It's there. It's enjoyable. I will be getting it. I do believe this is going to be a very short series, like 6 volumes in total, so nothing too crazy, and it's fun. Lastly, this series surprised me. I was not expecting to enjoy this series right away. I knew I was going to like it to some extent, but I didn't think I was going to like it from the first volume onward, because usually the first volume is just kind of building everything, and the second one's kind of shifting things, and the third volume everything just hits the fan, and usually by the third volume if you like it. Children of the Whales, however, decided, nah, we're gonna make you like the series from volume 1 and on. When I read this first volume, I already knew I was going to continue with this series, and boy did volume 2 deliver, and man, volume 3 absolutely delivered. And now I'm upset because I don't have the rest of the volumes. They are in stock, I believe, so I can just get them, because man, volume 1, it really lays out the world that they're in, and then next thing you know, it's like full on an inquisition happened, and then like people are just dying everywhere. It's crazy. So first of all, one thing that I really love about the covers and the back, honestly, but you see like the little shiny bits and all that. So I learned because of this series that these shiny bits that they have on the cover here, like his arms and by his eye and all that, that is a special ability that these people and our main character here have called thymia. Did I pronounce that correctly? It's like a special telekinesis kind of way to enhance their physical abilities. So maybe sharpen their vision, sharpen their hearing, give them a little bit more strength. However, if I remember correctly, thymia can't be used to harm other people. So you can't like stick your hand out, create like a thymia energy ball and like attack somebody with it. But you could utilize thymia to increase your accuracy with a bow, a gun, or create more strength on your swing with a sword or a club or whatever. I thought that was really cool. These people live on a island, a moving island, which is right here in his hands. If I can get that. Sure. And it is basically an island that moves in a sea of sand, and there are other nations or countries that are in similar situations, but this particular island, which is called the Mud Whale or Whale Mud, was it Mud Whale or Whale Mud? One of those two. But it's essentially like a prison that these people are banished to, and another island / group of people find them and attack them because they have to eliminate them for whatever reason. which we start learning about probably later on in the series. This all happened in volume 1. Like literally, homeboy here is just like living his life on the mud whale of mud, whatever, doing his thing, and then like these fucking jester clown dudes come up and just start fucking murking everybody. It's just crazy. Like it's just crazy. So like here is a good panel of what I'm talking about. So right here, that's the I guess the art design of the Thymia being used to propel a spear into this dude's fucking throat, and he dies, obviously. It's cool. I really enjoyed it. So I read this one pretty quick, read volume 2 pretty quick. The third one, I kind of slowed it down a little bit because I don't have the rest of these. Really enjoyed the series. I knew I was going to enjoy it, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy it to this extent. And I'm super glad I got this one. Super glad I took the dive on it, honestly, because you don't hear or see a lot of people talking about this series. You see it pop up every now and then, but you don't see people like really out there like, hey, you need to check the series out. And so I was always hesitant on jumping into it. Let's just say, I believe, last I checked, most of what's been released is still in stock just about everywhere that I shop at. So that is the goal, to get all those and continue with the series, because this was absolutely a blast to read. So that was my reading log for the month of August. This is something that I'm going to do every once in a while, generally when I kind of have or run into a series I want to talk about, or if I'm reading a whole bunch of new series and kind of telling you guys whether or not I'm going to keep getting them or passing on them. So definitely expect one for next month if everything goes to plan. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.